See, Gregory's supposed to get in here to talk about the Oscars. Instead of Oscars so white, I'm calling it Oscars so what? Deborah Mark with the news.
President Biden has granted a request from Governor Newsom to declare a presidential emergency as another atmospheric river moves over California. A man arrested in connection with 2 stabbings, including one that killed a teenager in El Sereno, has been charged with murder and attempted murder. Regulators have shut down a California-based bank. Silicon Valley Bank's stock had lost 60% of its value in a little more than a day after it was unsuccessful at raising money. Southline weather from KFI. Slight chance of showers tomorrow with highs in the 50s and 60s. This report brought to you by Blindster.com. We have a crash on the 14 in Palmdale.
So the 14 northbound right at Rancho Vista Boulevard, it is blocking the left lane, and it stopped coming away from Palmdale Boulevard. Mission Hills, 118 westbound, right before the 405. Stalled out big rig in the middle lanes. And Lakeview Terrace on the 210 westbound before you get to Osborne Street. Another crash clearing to the right shoulder. You're going to be on the brakes from Sunland Boulevard. Eagle Rock, 2 southbound before Holly Drive. That wreck still reportedly in the carpool and the left lane. And in Corona, 15 northbound to the 91 West connector. The left lane is still blocked. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jenny Harmon.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
This report is sponsored by Catalina Island Company. Ditch the mainland, catch the ferry, and sail to Catalina Island where adventure awaits you. Whether it's an exhilarating flight on the Zipline Eco Tour, the chance to spot a bison on the Bison Expedition, or cocktails at Descanso Beach Club, there's something for everyone. Plan today at visitCatalinaIsland.com.
Exclusively at Cunning Dental is Infinity. It's the latest technology in new teeth in a day, that procedure. Infiniteeth are individually milled custom zirconia crowns that are more durable, lighter, and stronger than their competitors. Infiniteeth will give you the natural look and feel of real teeth. Call now and get a free exam, CT scan, and x-rays of $1,500 value. You get it free and bring in any written offer from a competitor, and Cunning Dental will beat that deal. Easy financing options available. Call 888-640-SMILE, 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 CunningDental.com.
Restrictions apply.
If you own a small business and you got through COVID and you were able to retain 5 or more employees, you could be eligible for a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Do the math on that one. That's real money. So let me suggest GetRefunds.com. You answer a few questions, takes under 10 minutes, and you'll see if your business qualifies for this tax refund. There's no charge up front. They don't get paid until your business gets paid. And businesses of all types can qualify, including those that took PPP and nonprofits, even if you've had increases in sales during COVID. They are experts in this little-known payroll tax refund program, and they've already returned over $3 billion to businesses. In my business, a 6-figure refund. So to find out if your business qualifies, go to GetRefunds.com, click on the Qualify Me button. It only takes a few minutes. Go to GetRefunds.com, GetRefunds.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
After 9 long years, Facebook Messenger is coming back to the main Facebook app. Facebook moved the inbox to its own app, forcing users to download a separate app called Messenger. Now the company is rethinking that move. More tech news, tips, and useful information this weekend on Rich on Tech
with Rich DeMiro. Tomorrow morning at 11 on KFI. And on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
KFI AM 640. That's not the Oscar theme song. He's like, yeah, I know, he says. Eric Sklar. You were supposed to be all over this, man. I didn't even know they had a theme song.
They did. Well, here's the thing.
Wait. KFI AM 640 heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Okay, go ahead.
That's the one that I think Hans Zimmer wrote that Eric's playing.
Oh, I love Hans Zimmer.
And,
did he pass?
No, God, no. Don't say that.
I love his
supposed to interview him. And then,
joined by Steve Gregory.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at KFI. It was, Jerry Goldsmith wrote one of the very first original themes for Oscar. It was called Theme for Oscar.
I loved him, too.
And I remember using that in a feature piece that I did many years ago. And then I think James Horner took a crack at it, but they didn't use it.
Wow.
And then Hans Zimmer did he's done the most recent official one, because I remember when he was the musical director one year.
Did Jerry Goldsmith do the theme from the movie Exodus, which is like one of my...
I believe he did.
Dun, 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 dun. I love that. Yes, officially hashtag old.
You want to talk soundtrack? Let's do that.
No, so you're covering the Oscars, the 95th Academy Awards, Oscar So What. I'm calling it Oscar So What. Have you seen any of the movies?
I have not.
And you're covering.
Well, see, here's the thing. We don't cover, this goes back a long time with us. We don't cover the winners and losers anymore. We don't do any of that. What we do is cover the backstage.
Right.
And that's where all the good stuff happens.
Well, with the winners and losers.
Yeah, but we talk to those people that come back about stuff that's not discussed on stage.
What are you going to ask them about, the homeless problem, or?
Well, I remember one year when a colleague of mine, do you remember when the pianist had won?
Oh,
Adrian Brody?
Yeah. Oh, God, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, but those are moments like that where I remember that will stick with me forever. When a colleague of mine asked, it was the producer that accepted on behalf of Roman Polanski, and who won for Best Director.
Oh, right.
And my colleague says, how does it feel to accept an Oscar on behalf of a pedophile? And the whole room went, collective gasp, you could hear.
Was that Laurel Erickson? Because she would have asked that.
Yeah, Laurel would have done it.
Yeah.
But it was Chris Stanley.
Oh, excellent.
He rests in peace.
Excellent. That's, well, good. I live for that. So, Matt, Jimmy Kimmel's hosting again, which I was a little surprised because he sort of stole Quinta Brunson's moment in the Emmys when he laid down, which he won. And I predict, of course, Matt Damon's going to come up and slap him. That will be the slap because he and Matt Damon have this
That'll be the shtick.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm already bored. Of the pictures I have seen, now I have not been to a movie theater since before COVID.
Same here.
And box office, while it was up in 2022, I think it was up 26% compared to the year before. Still down more than a third from pre-COVID. But a lot of these movies are streaming. So I've seen of the 10 best pictures, I have seen 3, which is better than usual.
Better than me.
I saw The Banshees of Inisherin, which I love the first half, hated the end. I saw All Quiet on the Western Front. I've seen 4 of these, and I've told my husband I never need to see another battle scene again for the rest of my life. I'm done with, I saw, 1917, I've seen, Saving Private Ryan, blah, blah, blah. Everything Everywhere All at Once, which will probably win, and I loved it. I saw it, Michelle Yeoh. And
I'm looking forward to watching that.
Oh, my gosh. The one that'll surprise you there is Jamie Lee Curtis, because it's like, oh, wow. But here, of all those, this clip is from my favorite movie that I have seen in the last year.
You should be at least a 2-star admiral by now. Yet here you are. Captain. What is that? It's one of life's mysteries, sir.
And one of life's mysteries is how much I loved Top Gun Maverick.
Score by Hans Zimmer.
Yes.
And also, did you see the clip of Steven Spielberg and Tom Cruise at the nominees luncheon?
No.
It is really, you got to look it up on Instagram. Someone posted it on Instagram. If you look it up right now and see the audio, you hear them you see them embrace, and Steven Spielberg leans in and says, "You saved Hollywood." He leans in and says, "You single-handedly have saved Hollywood."
Wow, like Tom Cruise needs to hear that. But you know
actually from him, because remember there was a history of some sort of tension between the two of them on War of the Worlds. That somehow there's that rumor that had been swirling around where Spielberg refused to work with Cruise again.
I didn't know that.
So that I remember that, and sort of there was this deep-seated tension.
Hi, baby.
There.
Damn, I had to pick up all them cans out there. It was out of control. There was way too many cans. Throw them away right here.
Well, it's all connected so far, right? Yeah, sure. But if Willie wins Fableman, he will be the oldest living Oscar winner. And he also has the distinction of having the most nominees
and how when George Lucas brought John Williams in, Williams said, you know, let's create emotion, not so much visually, but with the music, for like the Darth Vader scene.
The motif.
Yes, and think about it. Stay with John. John's is a perfect example. The shark was crap. The shark that they were using, that Spielberg had to remake several times. And John Williams came in and they decided, all right, you're not going to see the shark in that opening sequence, but you're going to hear the music. And that is the two most working notes ever.
Oh, it's raining up there too?
Right now,
Great.
I was in, junior high, and
It's been raining up here all day, or down here all day. It hasn't stopped, not for 1 second. It started like pretty much right when I clocked in.
It looks like he's trying to connect right now.
That is one of the very first movies, or at the only time, where Spielberg came up with the role.
So I tried to live stream the Eric Allen case earlier, but I guess the audio didn't work, huh? I think I deleted it, maybe. I don't know.
I could literally have chills.
It's still to me. I remember seeing it as a kid. But I mean
Hey, Krabby. How's it going? Oh yeah, it's been like this all day long, like straight, steady. Not heavy rain, but just non-stop. I'm sure you can tell how wet I am, and I worked inside. What guy from Utah? You talking about Brian Coburn? No, Utah. That's from Utah. Coburn is from Idaho, I'm tripping.
It may not win, but at least it's starting to be a popular movie.
Why are they fucking talking about the Oscars? Okay, well, I'm into that Eric Allen channel, and I'm like at video number 8, which sucks for everybody that doesn't really know anything about the case. I don't want to watch it. Here's the problem: is when I start screencasting, I don't know if it echoes when my mic is on or not. I'm about to find out. Uh-oh, my babe said. I got the front door open so I can hear the rain, and Gotti is tripping. Gotti. Because they saw an empty holster. The guy that got sprayed by 5 cops, I didn't see that. Pothole.
Into the dark, cold water. The boat, still running at this point, speeds back up.
Oh, what?
911, where's your emergency?
We're in a boat crash on Arthur Creek. We have someone missing.
Okay.
Hampton County 911, where's your emergency? This is Alec Murdoch at 4147 Moselle Road. I need the police to answer immediately. My wife and child have been shot badly. Okay.
It was a warm summer night in rural South Carolina when Alec Murdoch, a prominent lawyer, pulled into a 1,700-acre hunting lodge. When his wife and his son didn't greet him at the house, he decided to check a few other places on the property. As he walked up to the kennels, he discovered his wife Maggie and his son Paul lying lifeless on the ground. They had both been executed, one with a shotgun and the other with an assault rifle. At the time of filming this, there is an ongoing investigation. While this tragic story is newsworthy in and of itself, it is far from the entire story, and there are endless questions surrounding this double homicide. So, who killed Paul and Maggie Murdoch? That's the big question here. Well, many South Carolina locals believe that Paul was actually the target, and his mother Maggie just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Why? Well, let's just say Paul has made his fair share of enemies over the years. You're watching part 1 of a 4-part series exploring the details of this fascinating story. This episode, we're going back to late winter of 2019 in a small coastal town of Beaufort, South Carolina, where Paul and 5 of his friends planned a fun evening trip on his boat. The night would end, however, with the tragic death of a young girl named Mallory Beach. Was this a simple accident, or was there someone responsible for Mallory's death? Before we begin, you might be wondering what I have to do with any of this. Well, I'm not a reporter. At the time of filming this, I have 13 subscribers on YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber. My name is Eric, and I live in Beaufort, South Carolina. When I heard about this accident right here in my hometown, I thought it was a tragic yet pretty simple story of teens making some irresponsible decisions that just led to some deadly consequences. Little did I know it would turn into something much more complex. As a local who is extremely familiar with this area, the water, the culture here, and who is a part of this community, I felt like maybe I had the ability to tell this story in a way that couldn't be done by an outsider. At least that's where my feelings started. The more and more I looked into this case and the closer I got to it, the more I began to feel I had the responsibility to tell it. I'm going to be taking you with me to many of the places in this story. When you see footage, know that none of it is stock footage, but it's all footage that I took of actual locations that I'll be speaking about. I'm also going to be navigating some pretty tough and sensitive topics. The people in this story are not characters in some fictional story, but they're real people, just like you, just like me, and they lost their lives way too early. Their friends' and families' lives will never be the same. To those friends and families that might be watching this right now, I am truly sorry for your loss. My hope is that by bringing awareness to the details of this story, we can aid in finding justice for